CNBC-TV18.
Hi guys, good afternoon and welcome to the CNBC-TV18 Mumbai newsroom. I'm Pavitra Parekh. You guys are tuned into your stocks and we have lots of queries that have come in. We're going to get to answering them in just a bit. But first up, a quick look at the market because that has recovered well and it's come off the day's low. We're at the high point right now. There you have it on your screen. It's a 125-point gain that we're seeing on the Nifty. There's been a sharp comeback in some of the tech names. So Infosys is actually the top gainer on the Nifty. You also have TCS, which is at the high point of the day. HCL Tech, which was, trading with sharp losses, has moved up and now is in the green as well. Right now, there are only 4 stocks from the Nifty pack which are in the red right now. So do keep that on your radar. There has been a good recovery as we move towards the close of the session. But that's what's going on with the markets. Let me invite our guests on the show today. We have Kush Bohra as well as Astha Jain, who's research analyst at Hem Securities, to answer all of your stock-related queries. Kush, Astha, thank you very much for joining us today and taking out the time for all of these queries. The first one comes in from Rajesh Kumar, who writes to us from Mumbai. He says he has 50 shares of HCL Tech at 900 rupees a piece. He's a medium-term investor and he wants to know whether he should hold on or he should sell at current levels, given a strong quarterly performance by the company. So, good day for us to be taking up this question on HCL Tech. And let me come to you first, Astha. The company has posted a strong showing. Even on the guidance front, it looks quite positive. We were speaking with the management. It looks like even the strong deal wins are holding up well. How do you look at HCL Tech, and do you think this is a good one to hold?
Yes, good afternoon, Pavitra. So talking about HCL Tech, yes, the results were good. In fact, we rate the results as a good results because the deal win, as you have also talked about, looking very strong. And in fact, whatever revenue they have posted, the growth was looking decent. It was a 16% revenue growth. And I think on both the revenues as well as bottom line profit after tax, the company has posted strong numbers above street expectations with a very strong set of deal wins. The only problem or the only concern for me right now is that the furloughs are high and we can see the spillover effect in the Q4 also. And Q4 usually be a very seasonally weak quarter for this company. So I think the growth might be limited and we will see some moderate growth in the Q4. So it will be a long-term story to hold. First of all, keeping this in mind, I think one can continue with their position in the stock with a target price of around 1150 to 1200 levels.
Okay, got it. That is the view on HCL Tech. Kush, coming to you on this one. Of course, it was, today it was trading with sharp cuts, but look at the kind of recovery that we have seen. I don't know if this is a late reaction to the comments coming in or how you would read it, but, also for the past 6 months, it's not too bad, right? It's up around 18%.
A lot of stocks are rebounding, and this could perhaps be one of the leaders, in the pack. And why would you want to sell, a winning bet, right? So hold on. And my targets are fairly similar to, what Astha just mentioned. Similar, 1200 is the target. If at all, he wants to, place a stop loss, it will be a lovely trailing stop loss at 975. Even if the stock falls to, those levels, he'll still exit in a profit. But I don't see the probability of that happening in the near future. So very clear, hold on to this stock. 1200 is where we, look at the stock moving to.
Okay, so both of our analysts very positive on HCL Tech, and the stock also at the high point of the day like we were mentioning right now. The next query, let's get on to that, is from Rahul Vardhan, who writes to us from Chennai. He holds 2,500 shares of IDFC First Bank at 45 rupees a piece. He's a long-term investor and he wants to know whether he should hold or he should sell. He's looking at an over 3-year time horizon. Astha, coming to you on IDFC First Bank, this stock has already rallied and it's rallied hard, right? How much do you think is left? Because he did get in at quite a good price.
Yes, it has already rallied because the management is quite optimistic. They are continuously showing good performance along with the strong guidance. So that is the major reason that we are seeing the stock to be performing very well on the bourses. So in fact, in the coming quarter also, or in their upcoming results, we are expecting this management to post again strong set of numbers with the strong guidance. In fact, we have seen the company has, now they have left their legacy issues which was there with their asset quality. So I think all in all, the coming quarters will also be very strong for this company. And on the back of that only, we are recommending hold on this stock. Maybe markets are volatile, so we can see some sort of dips. But I think that will be an opportunity to buy. So here the price target can be set at around 65 to 68 at the initial level. So hold is recommended for this stock also.
Okay, the call is to hold on to IDFC First Bank, and you can in fact even add on any dips that are provided. Kush, do you agree this is one to hold on to? And, of course, in the chart level, I'm sure this would be exciting to track. But how much of an up move do you think is left here?
So, it might sound like Astha and I have exchanged notes, but I promise you we haven't, because my view on this one is also fairly similar. Do you know what Astha said? Please continue holding on to this stock. My targets here would be higher given the time frame is 3 years. Of course, 68 is one level that, that the stock could reach to. And, we've seen a turnaround on the stock at that level. But I think 82, that's the level, that the stock has touched at, as its high after the, listing. So I don't see a reason why this stock should not move to those levels in the 3-year time frame. So continue to hold. Maybe you can add a bit more. So nothing wrong with the stock yet. In case you want a positional stop loss, then I would suggest 52 is a level where you should have a positional stop loss. But otherwise, 68 and 82 are the targets that we're looking for in the 3 years time frame.
Okay, got it. So hold on to IDFC First Bank as well. Let's get on to our next query. Prashant Thakkar writes to us from Pune. He has 100 shares of HDFC Bank at 1310. He also has 35 shares of HDFC AMC, which he bought at 1778, and 116 shares of LIC, which he bought at 895 per share. So he says he's a medium-term investor and he wants to know whether he should hold or he should sell. All three of these. Kush, coming to you, HDFC Bank, HDFC AMC, as well as LIC. Take us through your call on all of these. I mean, he's making money on at least the first two. LIC, he's seen some losses.
Yeah, well, let me start with HDFC Bank. That's a very clear-cut answer. You can hold on to this or probably even add some more. No issues, there at all. 1575, 750 is where I look, at the stock going in the coming time frame. 1500 is where you'd want to place your stop loss, if at all you want to exit out of this. HDFC AMC, however, a slightly different view. The stock is sluggish. It had its, moments in the sun, and it did rise quite a bit in the last, quarter of the last year. But then it's gone sideways. It's not the kind of stock that will give you quick return. So if you have patience, then hold on. Otherwise, I would say it's not a bad idea to book profits. He's sitting in a neat profit. I think the buying price. Buying price around 1800, 2150 where the stock is trading. So it won't be a bad idea to book profit in HDFC AMC. As far as LIC goes, a fairly similar view as to what HDFC AMC is. The stock has run up a bit, but it's also something that you want to hold on for a long time. Now, if you're willing to hold on for, let's say, a couple of years, then 800, 850 is the level that the stock can reach to. So a clear pick from here would be HDFC Bank, HDFC AMC book profits, and LIC hold with a long-term perspective. So
this viewer actually has a medium-term investment horizon that he's looking at. So maybe 2-3 years is what he can look at the most. Do you think with that LIC is still a hold?
Oh, absolutely. LIC remains a hold from that kind of a time horizon. And as I said, 850 is where, the stock could very easily move to. If certain things and, policy changes turn out to be favorable, then I won't be surprised if the stock, zooms there much faster.
Okay, got it. Astha, coming to you on all three of these as well. HDFC Bank, HDFC AMC and LIC. How do you look at all of these and what is your call? And have you discussed this with Kush before the show as well?
No, I haven't discussed with Kush, but what happens because, being a fundamental analyst here, we always have a long-term view. So first of all, my view on all these three stocks is hold. So now talking about HDFC Bank, tomorrow will be the result day for this bank as they will be declaring their result on the 14th of January. So what we are expecting from this result is that they will be posting strong numbers, around 18% growth in their top line and around 16% growth in their bottom line. This is what we are expecting. We really want to see about their GNP and NNP ratios because we can see that some sort of credit quality issues can come because seasonally due to some agri slippages, we can see that. So in case if bank will not be showing that much of slippages, I think then again it's going to be very strong numbers. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed on these numbers and that's why we are recommending to hold. My target for HDFC Bank is 1700 to 1720 at the initial levels. Talking about HDFC AMC, what I'm liking particularly about this company is that they have seen a rise in their market share. So their market share presently is at 11%. and I think it will be increasing because the equity share of their AUM has seen the growth in in the quarter gone by, and the effect will be seen in their market share gain also. Apart from this, they have a very strong distribution network, which we always look for these AMCs companies. So they have got very strong distribution network along with the very strong empanelment of the partners also. So all in all, HDFC AMC is looking strong on the longer term perspective, but results need to be seen. Here my price target is around 2350 to 2370 levels. So again, I'm recommending hold for this counter. Now talking about LIC has started showing some sort of momentum, and I think now this company is totally focused on increasing their non-par mix, and they are really working on that through some new launches and by giving training to their agents. So I think the company is totally focusing on increasing this part of the business. So I think that will be really helpful. They're also focusing on increasing their group business, and we can see some sort of VNB margin accretion in their that business also. So LIC is now looking good because management is really keeping hard and they are really putting in efforts to show some sort of improvement. So again, I think we should give a hold to this stock also, and 750 to 800 are the levels where we can set the price target at. So for LIC also, I am recommending hold.
All right, a hold on all three of these stocks, HDFC Bank, AMC as well as LIC. By the way, HDFC Bank's results, like Astha was pointing out, are tomorrow, and the poll that CNBC-TV18 has done suggests quite a good showing. NII growth is supposed to be very good. Asset quality is also expected to remain quite stable for the bank. So it'll be interesting to see how this one fares and really kicking off the banking earnings. Moving on now, our next query comes in from Girish Gurudat, who writes to us from Patna. He holds 500 stocks of Century Plywood at 550 per share. He wants to know whether he should hold or sell. Century Ply is currently around 520. Kush, this stock has seen quite a decline over a one-year period. It's down around 20%. And, we are seeing some losses on this investment as well. Do you think that with a medium-term perspective, he can make up this loss, or it's best to get out?
Bad news. The good news is that the stock has a potential, because it's formed a base and it has a potential to run up. The bad news is that, it might face resistance around 550 for, 545, which is his buying price. So at best, I see, a 550 kind of a scenario on this stock. The stock has made a very strong base, and it's, gradually, but surely it's moving, upwards. The momentum indicators are also suggesting a positive bias in the stock. So I would suggest there isn't a reason to get out of this stock just yet, since it's just begun its up move. You should hold on to this stock with a stop loss of 500. In case the stock were to break that level, the structure could get worse. So that's the idea on Century Ply. Hold with a stop loss of 500, but your exit should be around 550 levels, which is incidentally the buying price.
Okay, got it. That is on Century Ply. Asa, he hasn't shared, his investment time frame with us, but from a medium to long-term perspective, do you think this one is still good to hold?
I think so, because although I know that the results were not great, and the company was facing certain raw material pricing pressures, and they have not taken even the price increases. So that's why we have seen the results were not great. But going ahead, I think now this raw material pricing pressures will be slowly or gradually it will be getting reduced. So that will be helping company posting strong numbers. Apart from that, I think they are going to ramp up their capacity. They have done one capacity expansion of the medium density fiber board plant. So that will be ramping up in the quarter 4. So that will be also helping the company posting strong set of numbers. Apart from this, the company already has a very strong distribution network. They have got very good brand name. So that places the company in a sweet spot right now, because we are seeing this interior infrastructure, housing interior infrastructure market growing up. So that will be also helping the company. So all in all, I think looking after micro as well as macro factors, we should give a hold to the stock. Initial price target can be set at around 600 levels because the time horizon is medium to long term. That is what we are considering. So seeing after that, I'm recommending hold.
Okay, recommending a hold. And also the raw material costs have come off so significantly, right? So I guess that should bode well as well for Century Ply. But with that, Astha, Kush, we do have to get into a short break. I request you to please stay on. We're going to be back in just 2, and we have lots more queries on the other side. Welcome back. You're still tuned into your stocks. The market is at the high point of the day after, trending in the red for a better part of the day. We're currently around 130 points in the green. The mid-cap index also really trying to break into positive territory. We're absolutely flat, just around 3 points in the red right now for the mid-cap index. So do watch it. It did briefly move into the green as well, but we're currently around 5 points in the red. So that's what's going on with the markets. Let's get back to our queries now because we have lots of them. And we still have Kush Bohra and Astha Jain with us to answer all of these. Now, Nageshwara Rao has written into us from Andhra Pradesh and he has an investment query. He wants to buy 100 shares of Gujarat Fluorochem at the current price. He says that, he wants to know whether he should buy this or not. I don't think he's provided us with his investment horizon. But Astha, for this month, Gujarat Fluorochem is down around 13%. Do you think when it's available at a 13-15% kind of discount, it's a good one to get in?
See, if I talk about Gujarat Fluorochem, I like the business model of the company, and we are really liking this fluoropolymer business because they are these fluoropolymers are basically used in the batteries, solar panels, and green hydrogen, and we are seeing the increasing demand. Now, what is working positively for this company is that they are low-cost producer as compared to their Western peers or Western competitors, and they are totally integrated player, fully backward integrated. And now company is looking after the expansion in their fluoropolymer business also. So that will be helping growing top line and bottom line in FY23 as well as FY24. So I think, this business is good, and one can enter in the stock right now, or maybe if some dip comes, then it is a better opportunity to enter because we are expecting this company to post strong side of the numbers going ahead. So buying on dip strategy is recommended because markets are volatile. So we feel not at the present level, but if some dip comes, then it is a great level to buy.
Okay, then you can buy it on a dip. Kush, your call on Gujarat Fluorochems. How would you look at this, and is it a good time to be entering this stock?
Sadly, no, because the stock has not shown any signs of revival. There was a bit of a attempt of a rebound, a couple of sessions ago, but then even that got sold into an hour, right? So the stock hasn't really formed a base or a bottom yet. It's not, shown any clear signs of revival. The only saving grace could be that, 2700 is a zone where the stock had spent some time a while ago before, breaking on the upside. So I would suggest, keep this on a wait and watch list. If it holds at around 2700 and bounces from there is when we can consider. But let's take a call when we get there, right? So right now for me it's a very clear avoid.
Okay, that is the call coming in on Gujarat Fluorochem. The next query comes in from Gangadharan P, who writes to us from Kerala. He holds 200 shares of Kitex Garments purchased at 237. He's a short-term investor and wants to know whether he should hold or sell. Kush, first of all, what is going on with the chart in this stock? I opened it up right now while I was reading up this query. The high was in 2015 and it went all the way to 730. So what is really up, and what is the kind of level that you see for this short term in terms of a target?
Pavitra, I'm actually a little curious what prompted this gentleman to get into this stock, because there isn't a meaningful bounce in this stock for a while now. Of course, it had its moments. There have been sporadic bounces here and there, but nothing sustainable. So, and as you've rightly pointed out, it hasn't really formed a bottom. It's only been on a one-bit downward trajectory. This is a very easy one, actually. I'd say exit. Don't even wait for any kind of stop losses to be hit or levels to be broken. It's broken all of those, right? So just exit. It's a very clear one here.
Okay, just get out of Kitex Garments. The next query coming in is from Jay Kumar Sanjeevan, who writes to us from Tamil Nadu. He holds 1,000 shares of TCNS Clothing at 623. Also 400 shares of Tide Water Oil at 1,026. He's a long-term investor and wants to know what he should do with both of these investments. Asa, let me come to you first. My team is telling me that you're not covering Tide Water, but take us through TCNS, because this has also seen a sharp cut. It's down around 40% in 1 year.
Yes, because they were not able to perform strongly on the financial front due to this COVID and all. But I think now things are working well for the company. In fact, some of their brands are really working well, in which we have that bottom wear brand 11. So that is really working well. And in fact, offline sales is coming very strong. The company has opened, I think, 32 stores in the Q2 of FY23 itself. And now the store count is around 648, if I'm not wrong with my numbers. So I think now the company started showing strong set of numbers. So maybe in the long term, we can see some strong stock price performance also. Hence, for the moment, I recommend this stock to be a hold candidate.
Okay, can hold for right now. That is TCNS Clothing. But with that, Kush as well as Astha, we're going to wind down on this edition of Your Stocks. Thank you very much for joining us and sparing time for all of our viewer queries. We're going to wind down on the show with the markets around 100 points in the green. The mid-cap index broke into the green for a bit, but it's back in the red right now. You guys stay tuned for the last hour of trade that comes up on Closing Bell.